what's up, Lou?
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Hi, everybody.
That's what we're starting with. That was the joke. That was the big thing you built. You walked away from your mic to say it.
I was gonna be really loud, and I didn't want to peek the mic. And that's how Space Jam started, and Space Jam is a masterpiece. So I think that's how our podcast should start.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Looney Duels Space Jam special, a special that has been created via your generous donations during the Abortion Funds charity stream. You helped cause this, and now we watch.
This is your fault.
Now we get to watch the death of the Looney Tunes. Space Jam. We don't talk about our opinions on these things most of the time. We're mostly here for the hard stats.
Yeah, that's what we do, by the way, at this podcast, is we usually talk about the true power levels of all the Looney Tunes. But yes, go on.
I have to say, rewatching this, I think this movie made the Looney Tunes look really lame. Does that make sense? Like, this is a movie that's trying really hard to be cool, for one, but also, like, they're all really ugly in this movie, right? Like, this movie looks like, I don't know how to describe it, because the animation is technically good, but everyone looks really ugly in this movie. There's a lot of, like, ugly looking shots. They get up in your face and spit. A lot of, like, the ugly, like, hillbilly, like, Looney Tunes are, like, up in the face of everyone. And it just makes them, like, look so fucking lame.
I think that there is, like, charm to a lot of how this movie looks, in especially some of the I want to say, like, the back half of it, but at the beginning it's kind of a lot like in your face and very, like, I don't know, it's everybody is lame and sucks, so you're just not feeling it, you know.
D. Bradley Baker does his Daffy Duck voice, and I mean no disrespect to the man himself, but he's not my favorite Daffy, and I hate listening to it for extended periods of time.
Daffy's not his forte. He is a very talented voice actor, done many other projects. I don't know if Daffy is the right one for him.
Anyway, Dan,
we got Billy West Bugs too. Also,
he's fine.
He's all right.
He's fine.
We need your help.
We need your help. But to end my thoughts on Space Jam before we just get into the hard stats, anyone who said the second one ruined the franchise is insane. They both suck. Don't kid yourself.
Okay. I'm gonna, like, there is such a commercialism to this movie that I remember when Space Jam 2 came out, and I was complaining about how just such an advertisement that movie was. You know what? Maybe I take it back a tiny bit, because this one's, I think, even more so. Space Jam 1 is the advertisement movie. That's all it's ever been.
What it's like, he's like, grab your Nikes, grab your Gatorade, and we'll give him a Big Mac on the way.
Come on, Michael, it's game time. Get your Hanes on, lace up your Nikes, grab your Wheaties and your Gatorade, and we'll pick up a Big Mac on the way to the ballpark.
Yeah, it just, like, lists some products. The Stan character, which we will get into Stan.
Yeah.
don't you worry. But we have our typical guys here, right? So who are our headliners, so to speak.
The Toon Squad. Okay, so there's the headliners, and then there's the extended Toon Squad, right? I'd say the main tunes in this movie are Bugs, Daffy, and Lola. They're kind of the three tunes that get the most quote unquote attention. They're like kind of the ones they focus on. And I would say, in terms of opposition, the main tunes are the Toon Squad. And I'm also going to include Michael Jordan as a tune. Put him on the Toon Squad. So it's Michael, Bugs, Daffy, Lola versus the Goons, not the Goon Squad. What are the Goon Squad? Monstars in this movie.
The Goon Squad is, I think, Space Jam 2, right?
Yeah, the second one.
That's what they're called. Which is funny.
We won't be going over all the other ways the other tunes contributed to this movie, because that's important. But the team consists of Sylvester, Tweety, Yosemite Sam, Foghorn Leghorn, Taz.
There's a few like incidentals in there. Like Barnyard Dog is on the court at one point, and I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, Barnyard Dog is on the team. Hazel Witch isn't on the team, but she gets to be a cheerleader. I was very happy for her.
Yeah, Grandma's a cheerleader too. I don't think we see Speedy Gonzalez anywhere in this movie.
No, we do. He's on the team. I just don't think he does anything.
Yeah, there's not like a joke with him at all, I don't think, and that's kind of the problem, I guess.
He's definitely in the movie. I just don't think he does literally anything.
Is Pepe Le Pew in the movie?
Yeah, he's on the team. He goes, ew, when the guy inflates and farts.
Oh yeah,
that's what he does.
That's right.
He's on the team.
He's there for a fart joke. That's his contribution to the movie.
They really like consolidate the Toon Squad in the sequel to this movie, and then they add Gossamer too.
Yeah. So, well, let's save all the Space Jam 2 talk for when we have our Space Jam 2 special. So Bugs in this movie, I think the number one thing to realize about him is how still, as he always is, very unbothered truthfully about anything going on.
Oh yeah, there is never a point in this movie where Bugs feels like truly threatened. I think like he kind of has the vibe that like, this is all a game to him.
And then the stakes get like raised at the very end of the movie, and then he has to actually give a shit.
Like, Michael like offers himself up as like a slave to the basketball plant, and he's like, oh okay, Doc, maybe now we should take this a bit seriously.
Right, like the Toon Squad have had their like bounce back. They're up in the leaderboard. They're doing it. They got Michael's special stuff. They're winning, and then all of a sudden Michael's like, "Hey, let's make this interesting." And Bugs is like, "Wait a minute." Wait, this was all fun and games when it was about me and my dumbass friends, but now you're telling me that I could get Michael Jordan sent to like an alien planet? Okay, I have to try at basketball now.
Oh, it's funny when this might happen to Elma and Daffy, but now it's happened to my good friend Michael. Ooh, I gotta give a bit of a shit now.
Yeah, so do you think Bugs Bunny is better friends with Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Oh, that's a tough one. Okay, I'm gonna say LeBron on the sole basis. There's at least 2 pieces of Looney Tunes like extended media where they interact now because of multiverses. And they do kind of talk to each other like they're old friends who have known each other for so long. Yeah, I might say LeBron. He might like LeBron more. If they're like we're on a cliff and he can only grab one hand, he would probably go for LeBron. I'm gonna be honest.
What? He's like, sorry, Michael.
Sorry, Michael. Me and LeBron are besties.
You know who also gets a surprising amount of screen time in this movie?
Who?
Sylvester the Cat.
Yeah?
Like, he's in the forefront more than some of the other guys. Like, there's a moment where Bugs he's got the big Toon meeting. They're all, discussing everything. And then he pulls aside, like, a select few of them.
Yeah, let's talk about this. I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Like, this is Bugs Bunny's, like, Looney Tunes, like, peak lineup to him.
Yeah, he grabs Daffy, Elmer, Porky, and Sylvester. They're the only ones in the room together discussing what they're gonna do about these aliens who have come to enslave them. Sorry if this is your first time hearing the plot of Space Jam. There's some little guys who want to take Looney Tunes for their alien theme park, and so they're gonna challenge them to a game of basketball. Anyway,
I think there's a lot you can take from like that. Like, what does that mean? Because like, I think I could believe bare minimum, Bugs probably like respects Porky because he's normal. Like he's like this guy's responsible. I can take him in. But the other 3, that's where the questions start for me. Like what is his relationship like these other tunes? Because like I think you can maybe parse it. I think ultimately Bugs likes Daffy. Like he thinks he's like a riot. Like that Daffy's a riot. Like right.
He's so Daffy.
But Sylvester and Elmer, like, he thinks that... I cannot believe for a single second Bugs Bunny's like, yeah, you know what, my ultimate warrior, Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd. Maybe... it feels like Sylvester kind of wormed his way into that meeting. Like, he just kind of shows up. I don't feel like he was asked to come along. But I feel like Elmer, maybe in this kind of universe, has more of, like, a working relationship with Bugs, right? Mm-hmm. Like, they might not be friends necessarily, but they're in a lot of pictures together. They're around each other a lot enough to, like, have each other's kind of better interest in a way.
Okay.
They want to continue... Elmer and Bugs want to continue doing what they're doing, and they can't do that if these alien guys are going to take them away. So for the moment, they have, put aside the shotgun... buried the hatchet and decided to play along, be nice to each other for the day. I think that would make sense.
Okay, what's Sylvester doing there?
Like, I think he just snuck in. I think that Sylvester just like wanted to have wanted to feel like he belonged, like he was important.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of just, walked in, and just started talking like he was there all along.
He just walked in with like, okay, guys, this is how we'll defeat the Monstars. And Bug's like, yeah, okay. All right. Anyone else got any ideas?
Well, who do you think Bug should have brought to the meeting?
I want to say like Yosemite Sam or something. Like he's like a warrior, right? He's kind of a strong warrior. Maybe like Taz, because Taz is like a very powerful Looney Tune. Or maybe like Wile E. Coyote, because Wile E. Coyote's like the planner, right? Like he's got like all these plans.
Right.
Like I would have brought Sylvester to this meeting. I'm just gonna say
it. So we also have some other characters in this movie who are not Looney Tunes.
Hold on. I want to bring up real fast. Beaky Buzzard's on the team, by the way, just so you know.
Oh yeah, Beaky Buzzard is on the team.
He's one of the tunes who got accepted for the squad.
They have a lot of there's a lot of range in the Toon Squad in this movie, which is good and bad. It's fun. It's fun seeing Beaky Buzzard on the court.
I don't think he does anything. I think we always see him like in the locker room.
He's like in the locker room and then like on the bench at one point, like horribly injured. Yeah. That's about it. But let's talk about two characters who are now being introduced to Looney Tunes canon. We have the character Stan, who is a publicist and is assisting Michael Jordan in his baseball career, and of course Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
And I'm not saying Bill Murray is playing a character. I'm saying Bill Murray, the guy,
the legend,
is playing himself.
Yeah, so we had to like take in Bill Murray's stats in this movie, and here's the thing about Bill Murray. There's kind of a recurring joke about the movie that like he's like, oh, I should be on the team, like, right? I think I could do it, and it's kind of like, oh, he's goofing around, he's making a joke, and then he gets on the court and he kills it. He is a star. He does better than most of the tunes.
He really does. Like he shows up. Da 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 da. And he gets on the court and he plays the last play that wins them the game, and he passes the ball to Michael, and Michael does the big stretchy arm thing, which pin in that and then they win the game, and he's like, that's it, I'm done, I'm leaving on top, like I'm untouched. You like, okay, Bill Murray, I guess so.
So what we can infer from this is that because Bill Murray was never contested, he only ever won, Bill Murray's stats on the Looney Tunes like chart list is gonna be insane. He's only had this one victory ever, and he is uncontested. He faced no opposition while he was doing it. Like he didn't even break a sweat.
No, not at all. He was wearing like a backwards baseball cap and like some shorts, and he did his thing. He came, he fought, he won, he conquered Bill Murray. Mm-hmm. But we also have to consider that he was on the side of the Looney Tunes. Like, his ally was Bugs Bunny, so we really don't know how he fares against the Looney Tunes. We really only know how he fares against the Monstars.
That's true.
But he is pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's pretty powerful. Unlike Stan, who is weak and pathetic.
who gets flattened. He does like a few successful passes. I think he gets like they score a point.
He scores by accident.
Yeah, but he also does get flattened, and then they have to pump him into a big balloon, and it's really scary because it's early CGI.
And it's a scene that it is a gag that should have gone on for 2 seconds. They extend for like 30 seconds.
It's a scene that when you go onto YouTube and you accidentally stumble upon the clip of it, and you go to the YouTube channel that posted it, and it's called like Inflation Vids, and it's just a bunch of clips from cartoons and movies of people getting blown up like big balloon.
There's a lot of scenes in this movie, like the Bugs Bunny muscle scene. There's gotta be like a channel that upload that. Like someone's like, I love that scene, that was funny, and they go to it, it's like cartoon big buff scenes.
Big muscle expansion scenes. Click here.
I think that's also why this movie feels so disgusting.
There is a lot of stuff like that, and not to mention everything to do with Lola Bunny.
Oh yeah, so this is the debut of Lola Bunny, and probably the only other time we'll be seeing her throughout this podcast is Space Jam 2, because she's in none of the shorts. Her only I think consistent appearance in anything else is like the Looney Tunes show, and that won't be part of this. So this is your one Lola moment. What do you think of Lola Bunny and her stats?
So what we can assume is that Lola Bunny's basketball stats are outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she is really fucking good at basketball. Now, her funny stats are
0.
very low, very low, dangerously low.
There's a part in this movie where there's like slapstick happening to every Looney Tune, and the movie makes sure that like Bugs jumps in Lola's way so nothing funny can happen to her.
Yeah, like everyone's getting slapped around or, like stepped on or pushed, and then a guy like tries to just, I don't know, like pile drive her, and Bugs heroically stands in the way because Bugs has a ginormous, I wanted to say something crass, but I'm gonna be nice to Bugs. He has a ginormous crush on Lola Bunny.
Say the crass thing. This movie doesn't deserve like the kindness.
He has a raging hard-on for Lola Bunny.
Yeah, that's what this movie would have wanted. Now, your notion of Lola Bunny's funny stat is interesting, because I don't think we've equated for the funny stat for most of these characters.
Oh, that's true.
Who do you think has the highest funny stat? Who has the lowest funny stat?
See, that's hard. I think that, it's funny is subjective. I think that Daffy's pretty up there in funny. I think I've laughed the hardest at, like, some of the shit Daffy has said and done. I think that, like, for now, Elmer is the least funny to me.
No, I'm gonna disagree.
Really?
I think Elmer Fudd is really funny because he's just so pathetic.
It's pathetic stats.
I'm always thinking about that short that starts with him just crying immediately.
Way.
No, the bottom of the funny set is Tweety Goddamn Bird.
You're right. Sorry, I didn't even consider Tweety Bird because Tweety Bird's so out of my out of my mind when I think about this.
He's got one damn joke. So
we have to also think about the Monstars, which are brand new characters.
Sure to be classics, yeah.
Yeah, sure to be classics. So they're little, like, bug-looking aliens. That's the best way I can describe them. And I feel like there's, 5 of them? About, like, 2.5 of them have, like, some sort of personality. Not, like, a good one, but, like, a personality.
There's, like, the, like, kind of vague leader one who's a bit more grumpy. And there's, like, kind of the tall blue one who's a bit of, like a ditz, I want to say.
Yeah. And then there's one with, like, a high-pitched voice that's, like, kind of annoying. And then the other two are nothing to me. It's like a green one, and I don't even remember the color of the other one.
Yeah, that just whatever. Who cares? The Monstars are characters. They're very weak and pathetic when they're small, for the most part. But they do have the ability to steal the powers of basketball players and become big giant monsters. And when they're in baby form, I think they're no threat. I mean, Bugs kind of, they got like laser guns, but like it's like Marvin laser guns. Bugs can find a way to deal with it pretty easily, I imagine. Like most of the Toons, been there, done that with laser guns. They mean nothing to them. But when they're big guys, the Toons for some reason all forget all their funny abilities.
Oh yeah, and to be fair, they're pretty big. Like they're bigger than Gossamer big. They're like practically giants.
Mm-hmm.
But also, yeah, they don't seem to deal with them very well. They're very intimidated by it. Most of the Toons are very intimidated by the Monstars, which, you know, fair to an extent. But there's a part in the movie that I think is the best part in the movie where they kind of realize, okay, we can beat the Monstars if we play our own game. Like, we're not going to be playing basketball. We're going to be doing Looney Tunes now. Like, Wile E. Coyote, like, blows them up. They do some gags with them. You know, it's fun. It's, you know, kind of, you know, you get to see the Looney Tunes doing, you know, what they do. They're typical gags, and they're such and such.
And Lola Bunny herself gets a funny joke. The monster shorts get pulled down, and she goes, "Nice butt."
Nice butt.
It's so funny. She's so funny.
She's so funny. Nice.
But other than that, like the Toons, they're, like you said earlier, they're kind of lame. They don't fight back much. They get pushed around very easily by these characters that we've already, even though they've transformed, we've already seen them as the underlings to a separate villain character. So they're like low on the totem pole, and they're just kicking the shit out of every Looney Tunes. They burn Foghorn Leghorn to a crisp at one point.
Did you order original recipe or extra crispy?
Yeah, he dies. Foghorn Leghorn becomes like literally a cooked chicken.
Yeah, it's like got like an IV drip in his cooked chicken body.
What a shame Henry Hawk wasn't on the Toon Squad. This would have been his huge day.
No, he was too busy being a stretched out JPEG in the background.
Oh, like, can we talk about that? Can we get sidetracked? I want to talk about the audience in this movie.
Okay.
The audience in this movie, like Parappa the Rapper, like background characters, where they're all flat 2D in like a 3D space, and they like stretch and squash to make movement, and a bunch of them are like huge. Like you could see like the Goofy Gophers in the background, and they're like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
The Chicken Little character kid is huge and massive, and it's so noticeable. I couldn't take my eyes off it.
Yeah, I always kind of made fun of Space Jam 2's background crowd because everybody looked like Halloween costume versions of characters, but at least they were coherent and not copy-pasted everywhere. Like, you could see the same characters within like 5 feet of each other in the stands. Sometimes they'll do like a close-up reaction shot of the audience, and it's like something separately animated, and it looks like fun, and you get to see lots of different characters. You see the Dover Boys at one point, but every time it's a wide shot, there's some action going on the court. The background is so distracting. Like, I almost feel like they would have been better off like not making them, so what's the word I'm looking for? Just make them blobs, when you're in a wide shot, or like kind of, fuzzy, so you can't really tell what's going on in the crowd because you don't really need to. But it's so distracting.
Back on the stats real quick. I think this movie does no favors for any of the Looney Tunes except Bugs. Because they win at the end, but like they don't give an impressive game at all in this.
No.
But Bugs is like at his his usual. He's doing like his usual shtick, but everyone else, even like the winner characters, are just pathetic. They're all a bunch of fucking losers in this one.
Yeah, they kind of suck, and they're sad. They have no fight in them. And all these Monstars, which I want to ask, is the Monstars? I don't know what else to call them. I'm sure they're called something else. Is their power specifically stealing talent? Like, or because what they do is they turn into a pink goo, and they slide into the bodies of like Charles Barkley and
a great 90s effect.
Yeah, and then they steal his power, and then they come back out and they like put it in like a receptacle, like a basketball, and they hold it there. Is what? That's their power. Can one of the Monstars turn into goo and slip into Bugs Bunny's body and steal his abilities?
Maybe it's only real people and not toons. I don't know. I don't know what their Jimmy Neutron goo power can do.
Because I feel like that would be unstoppable. Like, if the Monstars were unleashed on like a field of Looney Tunes and just got to steal like their talents, they would become just like unstoppable creatures. Like, you wouldn't be able to do anything. They would just steal it, and then it's not only stealing, it takes away from the original owner. Like, Charles Barkley can't even play in a like a neighborhood with a bunch of little girls. He can't play basketball because he sucks so bad now that the Monstars took his power.
Yeah, that's a great scene. I think the thing about the Monstars is if we assume this pink goo is like a national power, I think the Monstars have unlimited power, countered by the fact that they're all really stupid and weak.
So you think that Bugs would be able to outmaneuver them? They wouldn't even get close with that pink
easily. If they tried, he would have like a scheme up his like sleeve.
Oh, I bet he would be like, now you don't want me, you want that guy over there, and he like points to Daffy, and they like try and steal Daffy's talent, but he fucking sucks. So they can't.
Yeah, they all just become really pathetic. So on that note, actually, there's a part in this movie that introduced like the Toon Squad, and it is like the most like kind of main ones. We talked about like Bugs, Daffy, Lola, and like Michael, and then also Taz.
Yeah, Taz too. Taz was big,
Does he do anything in this movie?
Not a lot. He does have some lines and some moments. The thing is, there's so many Looney Tunes characters. So I feel for them here. There's so many Looney Tunes characters. You want them all to have like a moment to shine, but your attention's kind of divided between that and also making the Monstars like fun villains to kind of like watch, and then also the human characters like Stan and Bill Murray show up, and
I think it's not a task they should have given it to Sylvester.
You think
Sylvester, because he's a character who gets weird amount of attention in this movie, so they should have been like, and here's the cat from the grandma house. It's Sylvester, and they come like, are my fan.
Speaking of the announcers, I think that if Space Jam was made in like the Looney Tunes show era of Looney Tunes stuff, that the announcers would not have been those random mice. They would have been and it would have been the Goofy Gophers.
Fuck.
The Goofy Gophers should have been the announcers for this game.
I think you're right. Yeah.
They were important enough to be in the background shots, and in one shot I think they're like actually like animated, like that you could see them like walking around or like dodging something. I forget.
Yeah, they're like in like the training room scene.
Yeah,
like why are they on the team? What the fuck?
Yeah, there's also the training room scene is a good look into what each Looney Tunes thinks is its strong suit. And I'm just gonna say this off the bat, Foghorn Leghorn's idea of training is grabbing Barnyard Dog and spanking him over and over again with a plank of wood, and that's his idea
it's
of
really
training.
important lore.
It goes on for a really long time.
I think we've been avoiding the question in the room. We've kind of talked about all of the Looney Tunes, like how they're all kind of pathetic except Bugs. We've talked about Bill Murray. We talked about Stan. We gotta talk about Michael.
We gotta talk about Michael. Michael, dearest Michael.
Good idea.
Not good at baseball.
Okay, yeah. So if you're following along at home and you got your stat sheet open, add bad at baseball to Michael's lineup.
Yeah, if Space Jam was about Bugs Bunny needing help with a baseball game, Michael Jordan would have lost them that game.
Oh, so bad.
And that would have been very sad. But thankfully it's a basketball game, which Michael is very, very good at basketball. He's very adaptive. I think he when he gets pulled down a golf hole, and he's a bit startled at first, but he's pretty calm.
He seems pretty passive about what's going on. He's like, no, do it. He's like a parent talking to dad. He's like, no.
You're a cartoon. You're not real.
Yeah, he goes with the flow. When he sees Stan get blown up into a big balloon, he goes, oh, I can do stuff like that? And Bugs is like, yeah, we're in the Toon World. You can do whatever you want. So then that's when Michael gets the idea to stretch his arm very long and beautiful so that he can make the final shot when there's only 10 seconds on the clock. Do you think he can carry that power into the real world? Or is
that's the question. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say he can only do this in the Toon World. There was nothing in the movie that like disproved that to me. We don't see him like use those like cartoon skills when he goes back to baseball or basketball. I'm gonna say that's a power you unlock when you're in the Toon World, but when you're out of it, only the Looney Tunes can use it. They can use it anywhere.
So the Looney Tunes, even if they're not in Toon World, are you sure?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's an ability you can like inherent when you enter the Toon World, but you only natural born Toons can use it anywhere.
Well, because I feel like it's the place, because at some point in the movie, Daffy and Bugs, they go to Michael Jordan's house so they can get his shoes and shorts, and where they encounter the most powerful character we haven't even mentioned, Charles the dog.
Charles the dog, add him to your list.
Who they are scared of, and they have to like sneak around the house, and it just feels very like real. They're not really doing anything super toony. Maybe they can't.
Let's be fair. They dig cartoon hole.
Yeah, but a rabbit can just do that in the real world.
Not to the extreme speed and power Bugs Bunny does. Daffy does it too, though. Can a real life duck do that?
I don't know. Hey, can ducks dig? Can they make a big groundhog hole?
No, I'm stuck in my ways. I'm gonna say you inherit toon powers when you come to the Toon World, but you lose them when you come to the real world if you're not a real toon.
Okay, and you're a toon, you always have them.
Yeah.
they're with you wherever you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Michael's only stat in this movie is also his arc. He's good at basketball.
Yeah. So in Space Jam 2, I hate to bring it up again, but LeBron James has a kind of story where he's struggling with his relationship with his son, and that's kind of like his arc. The basketball game is his way of working through that. What is Michael Jordan's issue? I know he's like bad at I know he's bad at baseball, and he should go back to basketball. But what does that have to do with anything in the movie?
I don't think baseball, basketball. Michael, the moral of this movie is he was on the wrong balls.
We've got balls.
We've got balls. Whoa.
We've got balls. Great. I'm glad we brought that. I'm glad we got to mention that. It's weird because Michael is like the focus of this movie. You think we have a lot to say about him, but he's kind of just passive this entire movie. Like Bugs leads the team. Stan has like the funny stuff to talk about. Bill Murray has like the big shocking ending, like surprise. Michael shows up, plays basketball good, and does a big stretch hand at the end, and that's about it.
No. We've forgotten one very important thing about Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Men want him.
That's true. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's an important stat. Men want him.
Michael Jordan's like sex appeal in this movie, he is getting looked at. You know, people are complimenting him. Bugs Bunny gives him a big kiss.
Oh, a big fat kiss.
Just a ginormous one. Porky Pig seems eager for his approval. There's just a lot of people really liking Michael Jordan. Like, they just love him. They want him to be around him. They want to say nice things to him. Even when he's really, really bad at baseball, everyone is really, really nice to him. They're like, "Oh, you look really good in that uniform, Michael. You know, a strikeout never looked so good on anybody. You know, Michael, you're so good." I
think the thing about Michael is why he doesn't excel in any stats. He's reliable, you know? Like in the Looney Tunes, like, you know, he's not going to go crazy or anything, but like, you can trust Michael. When he's on your team, you know he's going to give it his all.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, he was the one who won the game for them. It was his quick thinking, his adaptability. So when it comes to like the Great Looney Tunes War, you want Michael Jordan on your team. No matter
I agree.
What. The others, everybody else, not their finest hours.
This was nobody's finest. Bugs did fine, but like this is like his okay hour.
I like at the end when the Monstars decide they don't want to go back to their planet because they hate their boss, and they're like, "Can we stick around? We're really like loony and cool," and they do a little, jig, and and you're just like, okay, I guess you can come to the Looney Tunes world.
To my knowledge, they've only had 2 appearances since this movie. They have like a small cameo in like Tiny Toons or Animaniacs, one of them. They're like a small cameo in one of them. And then they have a non-speaking reused animation cameo in Space Jam 2. So the Monstars, they failed.
Classic characters.
Classic characters. To give a bit of a recap here at the end, like the characters we've learned about, like kind of like the overall. Bugs, nothing's really changed with him. Bugs, he's just doing his thing. All the other tunes look really pathetic and weak and stupid in this movie. They did a bad job.
Yeah, they suck.
Lola Bunny is competent but mid. Who cares? Bill Murray is a power being that we cannot even fathom. Stan sucks. He's really bad at what he does. The Monstars are meek and pathetic when they're small, but slightly more threatening when they're big. Maybe if Bugs Bunny wasn't played around, things would be different. But and then Michael Jordan is simple but reliable.
Yes, I think that's a pretty good look at everyone we saw today.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, this movie is not. I know we're ragging on it a lot. It's not very good in a lot of ways, but it has that kind of 90s charm to it.
It's the funniest movie ever made.
The soundtrack's so good. It's just constant bangers, and you love seeing some of the stupid stuff in it, and it's short. It's a short movie.
It's short.
Unlike 2-hour long Space Jam 2.
I think the best part of this movie is it starts and then 5 seconds in, I believe I can fly. Just immediately.
Yeah, no pause, no. You don't even see any characters yet. It's going. So yeah, that's our Space Jam power rankings.
Well, we do got a few questions I want to cover real quick.
Sure.
I like this one. From Connie. In a 2v2 sort of situation, which two Looney Tunes would make the best team / cover each other's weaknesses the best? Or are they doomed to not have any alliances last?
Ooh, that's hard.
Now, if you want the all-time most powerful Looney Tunes team, like unstoppable, it'd be the Goofy Gophers with Bill Murray. But
Wait, do the Goofy Gophers count as one character?
I count them as one. They're one yet entity.
Yeah, they're pretty synced up, so they're all right. No, yeah, I think that. So Leopold the dog, is so good in a lot of ways. I think if you paired him up with just about anyone, it would just he could make it work. So
what about Elmer though? Because Elmer drags all the dogs down with him.
That's true. Elmer brings down the Looney Tunes dog stat like on his own, like completely. Yeah. Porky has done it a little bit too, but maybe Leopold the dog and Barnyard Dog. We got a dog team up.
Okay, yeah, double dog team up.
Yeah, because Barnyard Dogs can be kind of like the muscle, right? And Leopold's like the strategist. He could, get some plans going, and he could, put his all into it. He's not like really smart per se, but I think he's got street smarts. He's got the vibes. He can pick up on the vibes, and he knows the best course of action, and he can just like point, and Barnyard Dog would like get it done. Because Barnyard Dog is a hard worker, I think.
Exactly. Okay, that's a good one. Let's see. I think I'm considering some things here.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of tunes. There's a lot of Looney Tunes.
There's a lot.
But I want to like kind of remove Bugs Bunny from this equation. Because if you teamed anyone with Bugs Bunny, they were just gonna win, right? Like,
yeah.
You could team anyone with Bugs Bunny, they'd win, and it wouldn't even matter. What about like? What if you made like a very unhinged team? What if you like put like Daffy Duck, like classic Daffy, where he's like, ooh. Yeah. You teamed him up with like Yosemite Sam.
Ooh, that would be good. They would be pretty unpredictable.
This is a total unpredictability of both of them.
Yeah, because Yosemite's very gun happy, and he kind of like, you really don't know what he's gonna do or what trick he's gonna use next.
Yeah, what if Daffy got that gun?
Oh God.
Yeah, that's a scary thought.
Yeah, that's a scary team up. Yeah, there's a lot of things you could consider here. Yeah, that's a good one though. I like that one.
And here's one final question from Eve. We know Henry does well against opponents he's convinced is a chicken. What if Elmer recruited Henry and told him Bugs was a chicken, and Elmer and Henry versus Bugs matchup? Now, I think it would work for a bit. But damn well the show would end with Bugs convincing Henry that Elmer was the chicken.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it would probably work for a while, and I can see Bugs kind of getting a little concerned because right. Henry's kind of like very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Henry, when Henry thinks you're a chicken, you're probably as good as dead if somebody doesn't like course correct that. So Bugs is like probably trying everything in the book to get Henry to change his mind about it, and eventually I think Elmer would get frustrated with something and kind of reveal his true colors, and that would like turn Henry off, and he would like, you're the chicken to me now, I'm going to kill you and eat you.
Yeah, Elmer would make one bad move, and which Bugs is waiting for. That's what he'd be waiting for, and like Elmer's slip up, and then you go, well, Doc, he's the chicken actually.
And Henry would fall for it, and he would go carry him away. And what's he gonna do? And Henry's strong. Henry could just grab him by like the ankle and start dragging him away.
Yeah, Bugs is resilient. He could survive with Henry for a little bit, but like once Henry gets like his sights set on Elmer, it's fucking over for Elmer. He's not gonna be able to do shit.
No, absolutely not. Well, that was a good time. It was a space jam.
It was a space jam.
It was a jam. There was space. Michael Jordan was there. Good times. Wait, what about the team up Michael Jordan and LeBron James together?
Ooh. I mean, there's probably a video game where you can do that. You can go check yourself.
Alrighty. Well, see you all next time. Bye-bye.
That's all, folks.